When you go from making 15, 16, 17 million dollars a year all the way down playing for minimum wage plus incentives, you see what happens? Antonio Brown had to realize you cannot do what you want to do. The NFL was never going to play by AB rules. But he had to find that out the hard way because he did. He started to believe that he could do whatever he wants. He could behave in a manner that only AB could do. And because he's so supremely talented, he could get away with it. Okay, okay. And what's the old saying, Skip? Production intolerance. Mm-hmm. And more times than not, your workplace will tolerate you until they can replace you. When the Steelers could replace him, bye. The Raiders said, we can replace you, bye. Mm-hmm. New England said, we're going to replace you, bye. And then all of a sudden, you're out there on the street. And all of a sudden, when you're in the NFL, Skip, you tweeting stuff and you're getting 150,000, 200,000 likes. Now, all of a sudden, you're not in the NFL. You're getting 5,000 likes. Ain't nobody watching your videos. Ain't nobody watching you on IG Live. I wonder why. You start to realize, I'm a football player. People like me because I do football-related things on the football field. Me being at home in my dressing room or in my home or on a practice field, that ain't doing nothing. That don't pay no bills. Let me be on my best behavior. Let me be professional. You can be a professional and not be professional. AB had to learn that the hard way. I think he learned his lesson, Skip, because anything is better than nothing. He was out there in the streets making nothing. At least he's making minimum $1 million plus incentives. He learned the hard way. Good for him. I'm happy for it.
I'm happy for him, happy for the Buccaneers, happy for their new quarterback. But this is turning into the Jason Light show, and I never saw that coming because he's not the biggest fan of mine. But in this case...
What'd you do?
I don't know.
You did something, you do know.
He blasted me for something the other day. He said...
The other day?
I mean, it was earlier this year. I have no idea. I don't really care. But I do care about Antonio Brown and his place in the NFL universe. And we have talked and talked and talked ourselves to death almost about all of his off-field issues. And we don't have time on this show for either of us to detail all the things he's been through in his fairly brief NFL career. But all I know is that the head coach of this team dug in and said, no.
Right.
Not a fit in this locker room. And the new quarterback said, yes, we'll make it work.
Right.
If I have to, I'll make it work. And I don't know exactly how Brady pulled this off, but he is pulling it off. Do I buy everything Jason Light said about Antonio? It's hard. You had issue with him about this number 7 story. Okay, I'm going to take some issue with this one because he went all the way to say that all of a sudden AB's turned into a mentor for his young players to the point, I'm going to read the quote, that he's talking to Leonard Fournette on the sideline saying, hey, be patient. Your time will come. Be a team player. Well, you know, like the last guy in the world I thought would say that to anybody would be AB, right?
Yes.
Last seen publicly, he was on Hard Knocks going back to early last year, and you remember what happened, right? It ended about as badly as it's ever ended for anybody with a football team, right?
Well, I think the thing is, Skip, he gets an opportunity to speak from firsthand knowledge. Okay, Leonard Fournette, you keep on talking about your time, then all of a sudden you're going to be on the street. See, that's how I was. I was a very selfish player, and I had to realize a team involves more than one, not just AB. Leonard, you got to understand, this is a team. We're trying for, I know you want to run the football, you want to get 1,000 yards, but your 1,000 yards, I'd rather you have 500, we get to and win the Super Bowl, as opposed to you having 1,000 yards and we don't get to that destination. And AB had to realize that, because for the longest time, 100-plus catches, 1,300 yards and double-digit touchdowns was what defined Antonio Brown. All that other stuff, he didn't care about winning no championship. And he would sabotage his own team for his own well-being.
He would. And yet, remember what Gruden yelled at him when he first hit the practice field with his new team, the Raiders. You know, 84, you're going to lead this league in energy. That's the greatest thing about AB. He loves to practice. He just loves to be around ball. He just wants to play football, practice, or game. And yet, let's keep this in perspective. Tom Brady said, I'll make this work. But how did he help make it work? I told you, I used this earlier in the show, but AB's been there for 8 regular season games, the back half of the year. Through those 8 games, Mike Evans was targeted 63 times, AB 62 times, and led the team in catches over the back half of the season. Well, Okay, that's one way to do it.
And plus, Tom Brady is not a dummy now. He knows Mike Evans is the number one receiver on that team. Now, even though he might have not had the most catches, he keeps track of those targets. Well, he is throwing me the ball. A couple of them I got interfered with, a couple of them I dropped. So at least he's throwing me that. But he also understands, in order to keep AB happy in his place, I got to make that he feel that he's being used. He's valuable.
Believe you
so
do.
that's what the guy, that's what the really good quarterbacks can do. And AB understands. Guess what else, Skip? AB is a free agent. He goes down there and buck. Who's touching AB?
Nobody. It'll be the
hold on, hold on. Tom Brady vouched for you.
Yeah.
It's just like with Peyton Manning. Now, Peyton Manning vouched for Adam Gase. He got 2 head coaching jobs, and now he's the OC, about to be the OC in Seattle. When those guys vouch for you, there's something to be said about that. Now, he vouched for you, gets you in Tampa. You act the fool down there. It's over, bro. He knows that. AB knows that.
Remember, he didn't just vouch for you. He invited you to come live with him and his family until you get your place. And he did the same thing in Foxborough for that minute that AB was a Patriot.
I get you saying it's kind of like LeBron. LeBron vouched for JR. And he vouched for Dwight Howard.
Yeah.
Dwight didn't have any of those problems that he normally have, shooting the ball from half court and doing all that crazy stuff. Like, okay. And Dwight turned it and parlayed that, got another deal, playing well for the Sixers.
Yep.
But AB understood what this was last chance you. I messed this up. Nobody else is going to touch me. So let me, stay on the straight now. I get an opportunity to play for a team that's going to be in Super Bowl contention, I believe, especially with Brady. Now he's playing in the Super Bowl. 2 weeks, knee recovers. He's going to get an opportunity to play in another Super Bowl.
And if he does, and if he rises and shines again in that Super Bowl,
who knows? Might be back. They might bring him back on another.
Maybe, or he'll get paid.
Yeah.
And he'll have a
no, the likelihood of him getting paid, Skip, it's going to be...
Not get paid like you used to.
Right.
But you'll get a deal. So they'll be interested.
They going to pay you like I had the job when I was growing up, Skip. You do the job, they pay you at the end of the day. I cut grass, and the lady come out the house and Skip give me $7-8. Then that way, because it wasn't no trailer if I was going to come back the next day or not. So I can't trust you, AB, and give you big-time money, because you might act the fool if I give you guaranteed money. Maybe. I was going to keep you. I'll give you what they call it, Skip, active. If you active this week, I'll pay you on the roster bonus. You on the roster this week, I give you an extra 25, 35. If not, deuces.
I just hope his knee's going to be okay for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, well, it should be. Should be.
And I'm happy that we're finally having such a positive AB story, really. Yes, I mean, considering the last couple months and some of the tough conversations we had to have about him, I'm glad it is working out with the Bucs, with Tom Brady. I love the leadership angle, so I'm hopeful that that's the direction he's going, guys. Are the Nets, Big Three, finally hitting their stride? We'll break down their latest win.
When you go from making $15, $16, $17 million a year all the way down playing for minimum wage plus incentives, you see what happens? Antonio Brown had to realize you cannot do what you want to do. The NFL was never going to play by AB rules. But he had to find that out the hard way, because he did. He started to believe that he could do whatever.